Okay, we should be live. What y'all know about that? That cola champagne. So what we about to do on this stream, a quick, we did a demo of it on the last stream, which was pretty lit. So we basically did like a price battle, betting which price we believe which would happen sooner. But right now I decided we'll do it between Bitcoin, ETH, and SHIB. So what do we expect to happen first? Bitcoin 22,983 or 22,687, or do we with ETH 1239 or 1207, and SHIB the 865 level to the 828 level. So drop in the comment section which one you expect to happen first. I'm gonna call out those that were correct at the end of this. Salute to everybody just pulled up. Shout out to Chris, shout out to Sam, shout out to Keegan, shout out to Moses, shout out to Blast. So this is what we doing on this one. We got the prices. I tried to list it. Let's see how much of that went into there. Okay, so it looks like the entire title did go up. So look at the title and drop BTC and which prediction do you expect to happen first? Which one of those numbers do you expect the price to hit first? So we're gonna try to watch for that over this stream. Not it's kind of late, so we ain't gonna stretch it too long, but just try to see which one we expect to happen first. So do you expect Bitcoin to hit 22,687? That's between the support level and the resistance level, or 22,983 in this short period right here, or Ethereum at 1207 or 1239. And then we got SHIB at 828 or 865. So we could bounce around. I got the charts already set up. We could take a look right now. Ethereum is trading sideways between these ranges. You see I got basically the key support level here at 1207. The resistance, the last resistance area was around 1239. So right now it's basically trading perfectly sideways. So which one do y'all expect on Ethereum to happen first? 1207 or 1239? So if you expect a breakout to happen towards the upside, then that would be 1239. You just put ETH 1239 if you believe it'll go to the upside, or the 1207 for ETH if you believe it's going to hit that 1207 first. And then we'll go into some crypto news while we kind of wait on this to make sure that, we kind of stay a little busy. But right now we got SHIB at 845 level. So what do you expect with SHIB? Drop SHIB, SHIB, and then 828 or the 865 level. Which do you expect to happen first? So right now it's basically each of these prices are, kind of right in the middle. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin is at 22,788. Do you expect Bitcoin to hit 22,983 first or 22,687? It's moving to the downside right now. Okay, Chris said BTC to 22,687 and ETH to 1207. Okay, so Chris is basically betting that things are going to be moving down right now. Shout out to Eddie T for pulling up on us. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Sam, drop yours. Your prediction. Moses, drop yours. Blast, drop yours. Eddie, drop yours. What do y'all expect to happen first? Bitcoin to 22,687, or you think buyers will step in before that happens and push the price up to that 22,983 level? Right now, it's it's only about less than $100 spread from the lower support right now. Let's zoom in a little bit. Take a look. So it's right there. It looks like you see Bitcoin dropped right before that line and pulled right up. Buyers started to step right in right before it touched that line, as you can see. Let's go take a look at ETH real quick. ETH is still trading sideways. It's looking like it's having like a little slight pullback, but basically still sideways overall. and SHIB is having a little pullback right now at 842. I believe it was only at about 845 though once we started this. So what do you think will happen first with SHIB? Do you think SHIB will hit that 865 level in the short term right here, or the 828? Right now we're on the 1 minute chart. So because we are on the 1 minute chart, it's going to give us a lot of price action. Each minute we're going to get a new candle basically that depicts what's happening, with the price movement. So Blast said going down. Sam Solomon said Bitcoin to 22,983. So he believes, Sam says he believes Bitcoin will be pushing up in the short term, and ETH down to 1239. Okay. So don't try to wait until it already hits. You gotta drop your prediction before it happens. So it looks like ETH, or not ETH, but Bitcoin actually did just break that 22,687 level. So let's see, 22,687. So Chris, you were correct on Bitcoin. Chris was correct on Bitcoin. It hit that 22,687 first. Now let's see with Ethereum. Sam Solomon said 1239. Shout out to Midnight Crypto for pulling up on us. Drop your prediction in the comment section, Midnight. We got ETH 1215 by Eddie T. So that's his prediction first. So I guess to that lower level of 1207. Let's take a look at ETH. So ETH is still basically, right in the middle. Make this a little bigger. Okay, there we go. That's better. And now let's take a look at SHIB real quick. So SHIB is pushing down. Do you think SHIB will hit 828 first or 865? Drop in the comment section. Let me know. Salute to Positive Vibes only. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So we got some of the crypto news, things starting to break. Crypto faces liquidity crisis. Let's take a look at this. Monday's crypto sell-off is the latest example that cryptocurrencies are following the fortunes of riskier assets after May's inflation reading on Friday came in hotter than expected. A rout followed into the next weekend. A crypto lender halted transactions, I believe that's Binance, and the drawdown ensued into the new week, with the largest crypto exchange also pausing transactions and another crypto lender cutting a fifth of its staff. Overall, the total crypto market cap has lost more than 2/3 of its value since peaking in November, according to CoinMarketCap, falling from $3 trillion at its peak to $962 billion as of Monday. And I think we've seen it drop all the way down to levels of like $922 billion. How much farther the pain can spread is the big question on insiders' minds. Inflation is running high, and that has led to liquidity crisis in crypto. Chris Matta, president of the U.S. side of Toronto headquartered investment manager 3IQ Digital, told Yahoo Finance. In moments of a liquidity crisis, things start to break. By Monday evening, Bitcoin hovered around 23,000, a loss of 15.8% in the last 24 hours, and dangling at a level not seen since mid-December 2020. Meanwhile, ETH dropped to 16.3% to 1229 for the same period. Cardano's ADA token, the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, excluding stable coins, has fared better than most, down 9.2% from 51 cents per coin to 46 cents. So this is one I told y'all to watch out for as well. Over 1,000 different teams or developers are building on Cardano right now, and we normally see the biggest shining stars come out of the bear market. OpenSea was created during the bear market. Coinbase was created during the bear market. Robinhood, so I'm expecting something big to come out of this bear market. So just keep that in mind. But Top losers include Celsius Network Cell Token, down 21.5% from 37 cents to 29 cents. Over the past 24 hours, according to CoinMarketCap, NFTs and crypto-related stocks also plunged during Monday's trading. By comparison, the Nasdaq Composite fell 4.7% by market close to end at its lowest level since September 2020. The S&P 500 lost 3.9% on Monday. The worst than expected reading from May's Consumer Price Index, coupled with a record low in consumer sentiment, dashed hopes and suggestions stagflation in a nutshell, Steve Sosnick, chief strategist with Interactive Brokers, told Yahoo Finance. That started a cash run among crypto investors, prompting Celsius and Binance to halt withdrawals. The latter temporarily, according to Sosnick, who called the sector's inflow of the last 2 years purely speculative. There's nothing wrong with speculation in and of itself, Sosnick said, but you have to realize that these are assets without much of a use case right now. While Binance has put Bitcoin withdrawals back online as of Monday afternoon, the Celsius network has not offered further clarity or responded to Yahoo's Finance request for comments about whether its assets can cover its outstanding liabilities. The firm is estimated to hold $12 billion in customer funds as of May 27, according to a report. Celsius' move is a classic example of lacking liquidity, Kavita Gupta, founding and managing partner of the Delta Growth Fund, told Yahoo. But Celsius isn't the only crypto lending platform that could be facing troubles, according to Meta, raising concerns about systemic risks. I think everyone is scrambling right now to make sure they can meet liquidity requirements, Meta said. Such outcomes could have ripple effects throughout the space. For instance, the Tron blockchain's new 701 million algorithmic stablecoin USDD, which has launched in early May, is down by 0.9% off its dollar peg in the last 24 hours, according to CoinMarketCap. So USDD mimics the design of Terra's collapsed UST stablecoin, but has a larger share of collateral to sell to defend its peg if needed. In a move to further secure the peg, the Tron DAO Reserve, the organization which manages USDD's assets, announced Monday morning it bought $650 million in stablecoin of USDC, bringing its total reserves to $2.5 billion. So BlockFi CEO Zach Prince has made repeated public statements that it has never held exposure to Celsius Network, nor does it hold stake Ether, the crypto collateral, which analysts note as one reason the company may need to pause withdrawals. But a spokesperson with BlockFi confirmed previous reports that it cut their employee headcount by 20%. As for Bitcoin's continued downward trajectory, leading to Wednesday's Federal Reserve monetary policy making meeting, Mike McGlone, a commodity strategist with Bloomberg, is holding firm with his assessment that the asset still has more to gain over the Nasdaq in the long term. It's logical to expect relative outer performance to decline, McGlone said, but Bitcoin's attributes of diminishing supply and early adoption days in a world going digital may remain predominant. Still, it didn't look like that Monday. So, basically, you got to be a long-term investor. You don't have to be, but you got to just determine, are you a trader or are you an investor? You don't want to confuse the two, because that can cause you to panic. It can cause you to think that you're doing something wrong, when that might not necessarily be the case. So we can see Bitcoin absolutely dive below that 22.68 level right there. So it's looking to find support now. This is what we do. We can see our next key level of support is right around here at that 23.15 level. And then we could zoom out even further and try to, look at some other levels. So we got some previous resistance around here. We got a little support level in here around that 22.164 level as well. But right now it's looking like Bitcoin is heading to this key support area right here at 22,300 and about 15. I think that is. Yeah, $22,315. And let's check Ethereum. Let's see, did it make any moves? So Ethereum moved to the downside. It just, as we changed over to it, officially hit that 1207 mark. So we got Bitcoin hit the bottom, Ethereum hit the bottom. Now let's take a look at SHIB. Let's see if SHIB following the rest of the market. SHIB did the same thing. So SHIB officially dropped to that 828 level. Right now it's sitting at 824. So all of our supports on, the which will happen first price battle, every one of the supports were hit first. So that means the market is absolutely pulling back. And that's what I'm trying to kind of get y'all to see, you know, how the entire market kind of follows each other. You know, it doesn't happen like this all the time, but, you know, you can just kind of see where we're moving in between, and you can kind of just pay closer attention to, you know, those support and resistance zones to know where the price is likely pointing to. Now, let's also see, let's take a look at the stock market. Dow tumbles 876 points and stocks enter bear market on worries of drastic rate hikes. So I told y'all that Federal Chairman Jerome Powell was talking about we already had expected a half a basis point increase in June and July to come on this next upcoming Wednesday's meeting. We were already expecting that. The market already priced that in. But he turned out to be a little more hawkish than expected, which means basically a little more, you know, bearish or pessimistic. And the possibility came out that he could possibly raise it 2 or 3/4 of a point. So basically 75 basis points. Now that's what the market is pricing in right now. That's why we're seeing this extra yank down. That's why we're seeing this extra sell off. And of course, a number of other factors, people being margin call, you know, people trying to, you know, remove, you know, people believing the market will go down further. So they're, you know, securing, you know, where they are now to let the markets, you know, find a absolute bottom. But, you know, all this is happening all at once. So this is something we want to pay attention to. But let's take a look at this article real quick. It's only this one is about 3 paragraphs. But U.S. stocks have plunged into a bear market as Wall Street investors grew increasingly nervous about prospects of even harsher medicine from the Fed to take the sting out of inflation. The Dow sank 876 points or 2.8%. The NASDAQ was down by 4.7% and has tumbled more than 10% in the past 2 trading sessions. The broader S&P 500 fell 3.9%. That index is now more than 20% below its all-time high set in January, putting stocks in a bear market. So for those that don't know, when the S&P 500 pulls back 20% from its all-time high, that is officially the S&P 500 trading into a bear market. So keep that in mind. Right now, we're going to start hearing the word inflation start coming out. A lot more people are confirming that we are in the bear market now. So you got to just be prepared for that. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Shout out to everybody that just came in. Salute. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. But the Dow sank. Where we at? Recession fears mounted after Friday's miserable consumer price index report shows U.S. inflation was significantly higher than economists had expected last month. That could make the Federal Reserve's inflation control efforts more difficult. After raising rates by half a point in May, an action the Fed hadn't taken since 2000, Chair Jerome Powell pledged more of the same until the central bank was satisfied that inflation was under control. At that point, the Fed would resume standard quarter-point hikes, he said. But after May's hotter-than-expected inflation report, Wall Street is increasingly calling for tougher action from the Fed to keep prices under control. Jeffries joined Barclays on Monday in predicting that the Federal Reserve would hike rates by 3/4 of a percentage point, an action the Fed hasn't taken since 1994. After holding their breath for nearly a week awaiting the U.S. CPI report for May, investors exhaled in exasperation as inflation came in hotter than expected. Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist of CFRA, said in a note to clients Monday morning. Stovall said the risk of larger hikes dragged the markets lower Monday. Investors fear 2 outcomes, neither of them good. Higher rates mean bigger borrowing costs for businesses, which can eat into their bottom lines, and overly zealous action from the Fed could unintentionally plunge the U.S. economy into a recession, especially if businesses start laying off workers and the red hot housing market crumbles. There's no sign that the job and housing markets are in danger of collapse, although both are cooling off somewhat. In an interview with CNN's Fareed Zakaria Sunday, former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke said a U.S. recession remains possible, But Bernanke said he had faith that Powell and the Fed could achieve a so-called soft landing, the elusive outcome in which the central bank can cool the economy down to get inflation under control without slowing it down so much that it enters a recession. Economists are very bad at predicting recessions, but I think the Fed has a decent chance, a reasonable chance, of achieving what Powell calls a softish landing, either no recession or a very mild recession to bring inflation down, Bernanke said. Analysts appeared to move beyond a buy-the-dip mentality on Monday, signaling that they don't see markets recovering quickly. Valuations aren't much cheaper given rising interest rates and a weaker earnings outlook in our view, wrote strategist BlackRock in a Monday note. A higher path of policy rates justifies lower equity prices, plus margin pressures are a risk to earnings. BlackRock will remain neutral on stocks for the next 6 to 12 months, the strategist said. So bears and bulls, the S&P 500 closed in a bear market, so the bull run that started on March 23rd, 2020 has come to an end. But because of the tricky way things are measured, the bear market technically began on January 3rd when the S&P 500 hit its all-time high. That means the latest bull market lasted just over 21 months, the shortest on record. According to Howard Silverblatt, S&P Dow Jones Indices senior index analyst, over the past century, bull markets have lasted an average of about 60 months, so that's 5 years. The shortest bull markets followed the shortest bear market, one that lasted just over a month from February 19th to March 23rd, 2020. Bear markets historically last an average of 19 months, according to Silverblatt. Stock briefly fell into a bear market on May 20, although a late day rally rescued the market from closing below that threshold for the first time since early days of the pandemic. The tech-heavy NASDAQ has been in a bear market for some time and is now more than 32% below its all-time high set in November 2021. The Dow is still some way from a bear market. It has fallen about 16% from the all-time high it reached on the last day of 2021. So I want y'all to keep this information in mind, take this information and just, use it. Really understand where the market is heading. We're hearing a lot more talks about, recession. So think about your strategy. If you have something you really believe in, you get the opportunity now to buy it for the cheap. You don't have to panic and dive in. You can buy once a month. You can take, if it's $100 a month, you can do that $100 a month until the bear market turns around. And that money that you invested in will be worth a lot more at the end of the bear market once the bull market kicks back in. So keep that in mind. Also, let's take a look real quick at the SHIB Army Reddit page. This is the first day in a while, I can't even call it, maybe probably a year or almost 11 to 10 months where I haven't seen anyone post anything in oh, that's because this one just refreshed. Okay, this one just started an hour ago. Y'all gotta remember I'm on the West Coast, so it's still not the next day yet, but wherever this is posted from, it's already rolled into the next day. So that's why it doesn't have any comments. But let's see. Let's take a look. How are y'all holding up? Just checking in. So drop in the comment section. Let me know how y'all are holding up. So Bitcoin gonna hit 22,108 and bounce up. Okay. Let's check ETH real quick. So ETH is having a nice bounce back up off of that 1207 level. Did you see how we call that support though perfectly? It bounced perfectly off the 1207. Did y'all notice that though? It's trading right in between that range. I want y'all to learn how to identify the support and resistance areas because that's going to help you out a lot. So let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. Let's see if Bitcoin is turning around. So Bitcoin bounced off of that 20. No, it dropped below that, but it went down to that next support level. Remember where I told y'all it was going to come back down to that support level? It looked at like that key area right here, 2315. Notice how the price bounced exactly off 2315 and started to trade back up. Day traders are entering trades right there, making money off knowing this. So they know, like how we called it before, we called this as the support level. Day traders will know this. They'll enter a position here and they'll take some profit right there. Let's see what percentage is it. So from the highest point, it peaked up just about almost 1.5%. But some people who are trading, with a lot of money, that 1.5% within a quick, not even 5 minutes, you know, they take that off the table. They have, once your account has over $25,000 in it, you can day trade. You can do as many buy and sells as you want. If your balance is below, you know, the 25,000 level, I believe that might be it might be a difference between margin and cash accounts as well. But with a cash account, you may be able to do as many as you want, but you'll have to wait for the funds to actually clear before you can, you know, trade available funds, which might take a couple days. But if you have a margin account with over 25K, you can set these up. You can set these support and resistance levels up, and every time it touches, you know, the support level, you can buy in, scrape a little profit. As soon as it goes up a little bit, take that profit right off the table. There are some people who take profit, you know, once the candle, when they buy in, if they get one candle that closes above where they where they bought in at, they'll take that profit. It's some people that get out just like that. They're not in it for the long term. They're here to just take profit, just to consistently use this as a device to squeeze a little money out of, you know, every single day. So let's see. Positive Vibes only said 19-month at these prices would be nice for me, but I don't like folks going through the pain. Stay strong and smile, guys. Definitely, most definitely. But that's why the channel is still here. You know, I'm gonna keep y'all updated and, you know, aware of what's going on, so that way you don't have to feel, you know, too left alone without, you know, understanding how everyone else is kind of feeling. But let's take a look at SHIB real quick. So we seen SHIB break through that price as well. It pulled back just a little further and then started to trade back above this support line that we placed here. So now let's take a look at how are y'all holding up. Just check in. So drop in the comment section. Let me know, how are y'all holding up. Is it hard for y'all right now? Or are you at the point already where you already understand, you know, your strategy and you're okay with what's happening right now? Of course, everybody wants the market to be doing better than it is. But, you know, some people are really panicking. This is really bothering some people. And some people are just like, you know, it is what it is. So let me know. Someone says, yeah, you know, I might give my left hand a go tonight. Okay, we're going to skip that one. But he says, so the Reddit is a little more, you know, raw, y'all. The Reddit isn't, you know, PG-13. This is like, you know, the degens of the crypto space that use Reddit. So someone else says down 10K as of today on SHIB bag, but DCA is only going to make this feel better. Be well, Army, and hope we can all smile in a few years. So this person is down $10,000 and he's still optimistic about the situation. Yeah, he's feeling the pain just like everybody else, but, you know, he's encouraging everybody, you know what I'm saying? Hope we can all smile in a few years. So this person's down $10,000 and is prepared to hold this for a few years and be in the red for a few years just to be able to, you know, say that it did pay off. How many of y'all that are watching right now are willing to still hold right now for a few years, you know, for that hope that it will pay off? I'm one of those people. I'm definitely going to be holding Shiba Inu 3. I already told y'all 3 to 5 years was my initial, but then it opened up a little bit wider from 5 to possibly, you know, 10 years. But what we did to kind of mitigate, you know, not being able to take any profits was create multiple bags just in case something does go absolutely crazy. We don't have to, you know, sit on the sideline and wonder about if we should take some profits. So still holding, but down tons. No point in selling. Someone says, except using the money to buy at least twice as much if it crashes as badly as it looks like it will. Someone else says, I invested with a long-term goal of holding 5 to 10 years, so I'll buy a bit more every month. See, that's a good strategy, and check back in a few years. You know, you should definitely not just check back. Okay, well, he said he'll be buying more every month, so essentially he'll have to, in some way, check in with it every month, you know, at least keep up with it. But that's a good strategy to buy, you know, once a month or once a week, depending on how bullish you are, the amount of, disposable, you know, income that you have. Because remember, I always say this should be money that you're willing to lose. Of course, we don't want to lose this money. We're not trying to lose this money, but you don't want to use the rent money. You don't want to use the bill money to put yourself in a tough situation. I gotta always tell y'all that because it's somebody that always hits me up and say, you know, they, you know, thought it was going to go up and they did this or that. And, you know, just try to prevent that a little bit. But someone else says, I invested with a long-term, oh, that's the same one. So someone else said, I was hoping more like 1 to 3 years, but I'm also in it for the long run. I want to see the average hold time for SHIB be over a year on Coinbase. I think, you know, we're getting close to that point. You know, SHIB is definitely one of the ones that will do it. So also, yep, I'll see everyone in 2032. So this person has a 10-year time horizon. Someone else says, what else to do except holding? Someone else said, losing my car soon, I'm good. So hopefully, you know, he's just joking right there. Someone else says, imagine the amount of money you won't spend on gas. Let's see. So, you know, people are still, you know, in good spirits, the ones that are truly, you know, believing in SHIB. So our community isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I definitely believe Shiba Inu will make it through this bear market. And I believe even more people will flock to Shiba Inu this time. You got to remember, in the last 24 hours yesterday, 44 Shiba Inu's usage was up 44%. So that means more people interacting with the contract, more people buying, selling, you know, and that's a good thing. You know, more and more activity in the project is going to attract more investors, because not everyone is looking for it to be a long-term hold. People are looking for price action, that want a day trade or a scalp, you know, or a swing trade, and those people will be satisfied by seeing a lot more trading volume and transactions going on. So that's pretty much all we got for this video. It's a late stream. It is 11:34 p.m. over here in Vegas, so I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I'm sure it's probably much later where some of y'all are on the East Coast and other parts of the world. Read some of these comments real quick. Jonathan Hallett said, I'm down, but I'm holding my bags. This is a blip in the system. No fear, go hard. Chris said, I'm buying at 16 and 18K. Midnight Crypto said, I'm loading up my bags daily. Midnight Crypto said, I'm not worried one bit. I'm holding for the long term, 5+ years. So right now, this is looking like a steal. So y'all got the new people in here. Y'all got to understand, to people like Midnight Crypto, the fact that the market is dropping like this is a good thing for him, because he's looking, you know, for 5 years plus of investing. So right now, this is just a chance for him to accumulate even more of these assets for a cheaper price, you know, before the price eventually goes back up again. So let's see. Chris said, I thought it would have gone straight through. Jonathan said, I'm fine. I'm excited with each drop. I actually jump around my house in excitement because I know what time it is. Hey, that's what's up, man. I've been looking at these prices like T-bone steaks, man, for real. Devin said, do you own any bone? And what price do you think it will get to? It's kind of hard to, I own some bone, but that's hard to say what price it will get to in this current market conditions. Let's try to see, let's look at the price right now. You know, I think with the release of Shibarium, we could see a short-term bump. You see it's up 3.7% right now. You know, but I think it may be one of those buy the rumor, sell the news types of situations with bone. So also, Tornillos FIFA, New Brunswick, New Jersey said, let's make this money. Greetings from Mexico. Salute. Shout out to Mexico and Tornillos. Chris said, I'm okay with it. How are you with it? Hey, I'm good. I know what this is. These times right here, this is your chance to refuel again before the rocket takes off. This is it. You know, it's going to be, you know, a lot of people, of course, we can't call which day is going to happen on exactly, but it's going to be a lot of people wishing they can come back to this exact time right here once this next bull run starts. So just keep that in mind. Jonathan Hallett said, think about this, December. We were kicking ourselves when we didn't dive in at these prices. Exactly. See, a lot of people were, you know, salty about that. So keep that in mind. Midnight Crypto said, thank you for the update. Have a great day today. Okay, shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up like button. So that's all we got for this stream, man.